Hello, good evening. Time now for business. My name is Sandra Esenam Apenu, and let's begin. And the Minister of Procurement, Sarah Adjoa Safo, says is working to curb looting of the public purse through certification of procurement officers. Ghana scored 41 points out of 100 points on the 2018 Corruption Perception Index report by the Transparency International, a development Adjoa Safo believes could be addressed if procurement officers are certified.
The signing of the MOU between the Public Procurement Authority and Commerce Edge is the beginning of the introduction of a comprehensive certification and licensing program for procurement practitioners in the country. Minister for Procurement Sarah Adjoa Safo said the certification will help address issues of corruption, especially in government procurement process.
And at the center of it is the procurement practitioners, because they are more or less agents of government. So they intercede on government's behalf and interact with contractors. And that is where, if we need to actually close the gap and ensure that there's integrity and accountability and transparency, we need to build on their capacity, their competency levels.
According to the CEO of the Public Procurement Authority, the partnership with the advisory firm Commerce Edge is targeted at fixing competency challenges in the industry.
Now, so we were all along looking for an institution like Commerce Edge to partner with us because they have their competency in this area. They have been in the business of developing competency training programs over the last 20 years.
Commerce Edge Advisory Services is a supply chain training and competency management institution. Andrea Kodzi is the MD for Commerce Edge Africa.
There are certain competencies that it doesn't matter, not only in Ghana, that we can identify as almost the key areas where they are lacking. And I think in many cases it's contract management. Those are the kind of things that people actually request a lot of training on. I think the issue of negotiations.
For Joy Business, Sheila Tamaklu.
South Africa and Turkey have expressed their commitment to providing training and capacity building for pilots and other technical crew in Ghana to support Ghana's vision of becoming an aviation hub. The commitment was made when ambassadors of both countries paid a courtesy call on the aviation minister in Accra.
The two ambassadors for Turkey and South Africa and Ghana took turns to brief the Minister for Aviation to discuss possible ways they could offer support to Ghana's growing aviation industry. According to the Turkish ambassador to Ghana, her government had already signed an agreement to lend support in the areas of pilot training for Ghanaians.
In terms of the aviation sector, we are also ready to provide capacity building to the Ghanaian site, and this was a letter with regard to for offering training opportunities for the Ghanaian pilots in Turkey. Because Turkish Airlines has the capacity and infrastructure to provide training to the pilots.
On her part, the South African ambassador to Ghana said her country also had a lot to offer in the areas of capacity building for professionals in aviation.
We will work together with our share resources and skills. If there's any possibility, need for training in different areas, but also in assisting in training their personnel. We are ready and willing to do that.
For Joy Business, Sheila Tamaklu.
To other stories now, in anticipation of setting up their own businesses, participants of the Cosmos Innovation Center AgriTech Challenge have been encouraged to regard the importance of research institutions and their contributions to agro-innovation. Director at the Center for Scientific Industrial Research, Dr. Charles Totwe, made this call at the Made in AgriTech Challenge Forum for the 2019 challenge.
The AgriTech Exchange was a one-day event designed to help participants in the 2019 AgriTech Challenge examine and analyze their target markets to be able to establish sustainable businesses. This year, top research agencies were brought on board to assist the future business leaders, ensuring they're fully informed on the issues and trends shaping the agricultural industry and ultimately creating sustainable businesses that can compete on the global stage. Speaking on the theme, the role of research agencies in agro-innovation, Deputy Director at the Center for Scientific and Industrial Research, Dr. Charles Toto, indicated that research findings from such institutions could serve as building blocks for businesses.
If we give you this technology and we say this is the value chain production, this is the value added products, we have researched it over years and we have come out with the best technology out of it. So for you to approach us is the key first step. You can't do without the research finding.
Participants also got the chance to interact with some local businesses and entrepreneurs who offered the participants advice on how to take their local business global. Director of KIC, George Sapon, maintained that the key to global success is value.
To be very unique in your value proposition, what are you selling? It's what you are selling really addressing that consumer or the customer need. And you have to stay ahead of the curve all the time to ensuring that nobody is eating your breakfast.
In the end, this is what some participants had to say.
One key thing I've learned today is that build up something that people are really ready to buy or purchase. So that means that when you are building a business, you don't just sit in your corner and build something and just assume. Put it to test, go to the market, do your research.
Money chase is a good idea. So once you have a good idea, the investors will be available to invest in it. And then you shouldn't just sit after starting up and then you get the investment, the idea is going well, you shouldn't end it there.
The AgriTech Exchange program will serve as a stepping stone for these participants as they prepare to pair and accomplish their similar business ideas. For Joy Business, Karen Dodu.
World Bank finalizes talks with Finance Ministry over possible funding for the savings and loan sector cleanup.